the way you wanted to, and certainly didn't go the whole stretch the way you wanted to. But what was the post game like? This being the end of it all with these players.
Yeah, I think the thing we tried to, or the message I tried to give them at the end was it didn't end the way we wanted to. Obviously, you want to win the games, but they need to be proud of the leadership from within the team, how hard they practiced, how they stuck together. They kept a positive attitude. And we didn't have any issues, with players or, so that was a good thing. But they just got to, make sure that they understand they put video on film that will help them in the future, because I really feel like our players improved, got better, played hard. There's a number of them that's futures are up in the air, done playing here, going in the possibility going into the NFL, and then always that transfer portal that they don't know a whole lot right now. So the most important thing is that they finish the semester off, get their grades that they need, so they open up windows for opportunities.
The way you used the quarterbacks today, did you know you were going to flip them back and forth? Was that the plan?
Yeah, I knew I was going to do that after the way we practiced in the week, and they both, did a really nice job in practice. And I felt like KJ earned the right to start. Felt like Talon put a whole lot into this program and competed extremely hard. Didn't get a whole lot of help at times. I felt like he deserved to finish playing in the stadium.
20 or 21 flags thrown, 16 accepted against you guys. What are your thoughts on the number of penalties? And were you surprised that it looked like a pretty obvious targeting on Talon before the punt return? Were you surprised on that it wasn't called?
We told them at halftime we need 0 more penalties. There's a couple of them that we certainly shouldn't have had, that our players shouldn't have done what they did. Hit a couple of personal fouls that were in the wrong. But yeah, I tried to get them to review that play and see if they would get a call upstairs and see about it, and they just ignored me. But the guys upstairs said it definitely was a targeting, no question about it. And Talon's had a tough time all year. They haven't protected him very well. They haven't, going into the year, you always get these little packets that say, in the SEC, we're going to emphasize protecting quarterbacks. I didn't think they lived up to it very well.
Allowed sacks kind of plagued you guys in the second half. What did you see maybe from either your offensive line or their defensive line that played into that?
Yeah, I thought that was the big difference that didn't allow us to go score. We moved the ball at times, we get a first down, we get another first down, and then, even on some of the quick throws that we were trying to call to get the ball out quick, we had pressures and sacks. I felt like their defensive line got the best of us.
And then their rushing total, just how frustrating is that when, the team they're going against, they don't even feel like they have to threaten you with the pass. They can kind of just do what they want on the ground there.
Yeah, I kind of felt like our defense did a good job. They kept us in it. We got a touchdown. We got them off the field sometimes, gave the offense opportunities. We know that they're, a run the football team. They got a great running back, and their quarterback, after he turned it over, they kind of said, let's let him run and not throw it that much. But I don't think at all that was on the defense. I thought they competed extremely hard and gave us a chance. We just offensively could not protect the quarterback.
But Missouri ran for 322. Were you expecting them to stay on the ground with the conditions and all that?
That's what they do. They run. Their running back a couple weeks ago ran for 300 all by himself. So we knew that's what we emphasized. We had different packages for it. That's kind of what their MO is to run the ball.
And then, has Hunter been in contact with you? Have you basically interviewed for the position? What's your understanding of where
Yeah, I'm
that?
not going to get into any of that tonight. I'm just going to get this press conference over and get out of here. How's that sound? Like a good idea? Hey, man, it's been a hard gig. But I appreciate you guys. I'll tell you what, I appreciate the questions that you asked me, and you've made it a lot easier for me, and I respect y'all for that. I really do. I do appreciate it.
The conditions, how do you think maybe they played into? You got a defensive score and then the snap over the punter's head, and what led into some of your scores?
Yeah, certainly I think the ball slipping out of the quarterback's hand, and that happens. It happens a lot when it's either really, really hot and your hand is moist, or it's cold and misty like today. But there's been a number of times where we've had quarterbacks that go back to throw the ball, and when you get here, the ball just comes out of your hand. We did a good job of chasing it and picking it up and running in for a touchdown. That gave us a tremendous amount of momentum. And then the snap, was a great play to go get the ball. Unfortunately, we had a young man that got us a penalty, and that really hurt us not getting a touchdown there. We did get the field goal and gave us momentum, but we didn't come out of the halftime with going and scoring. That's what you wanted to see, is get that, then come right out of the half and go score.
Went into the decision to take out KJ for Talon after
it's just
KJ.
how I was going to do it. It was already, pre-planned and ready to go, and that's just how we were going to play the game.
Second time after the missed field goal
That's how
to
we
take
were going
KJ
to play
out.
the game, yeah. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. It was already what we were going to do. So.
Do you feel that KJ handled the moment today? He led your only touchdown drive. What do you feel his future looks like?
I think it looks great. He's, like I said, he's a really intelligent kid. He knows the game of football. He's got great leadership skills, particularly when it's in the heat of the battle. Between last week down in Texas and tonight, he really can lead a team, and he's tough and has the skills to make all the throws you need to make.
You guys played like a lot of rainy home games. I think back to that A&M game. You yourself, this team got a lot of support. What is just these 7 games, all the support from the fans, what your players have given you, what has it meant?
Yeah, I think the fans have been awesome. Like you said, we haven't had the sun out very much. We've had a lot of rain, had a lot of weather. Somebody pissed the guy upstairs off. I hope it wasn't me. But, come on. That's a little bit of piling on. They don't call that penalty anymore. They used to call piling on. Now it's a personal foul or something. But I guess I'm telling how old I am. I know there's a linebacker back there got piling on a few times. So, yeah, I don't know. But the fans came out, and I thought all the home games the fans did a great job. And our guys were competitive. We're in there. We just couldn't find a way to win.
How will you look back on Talon's career here, and how do you hope he kind of looks back on it?
Yeah, I hope that he looks back on it and understands how well he played and the good things that he did, and, not look at the negative things that happened and the situations that we're in. It's hard today because the offense didn't do very well. But most of the year, the offense was cranking it up, and he was doing well. And, we weren't good enough in all 3 phases to help each other out. And it seemed like we never once had all 3 of them cranked up and going together. But, he's done a lot of great things here, and he's a tremendous young man with a real bright future ahead of him.
Coach, what is coaching the 2025 edition of the Razorbacks meant to you personally?
It's been a hard deal, when you take over a team and you lose the head coach, the defensive coaches are gone. The first part was let's get the attitude right, and it took a little bit. We had a bye week, so that helped a lot. I think the players bought into what we were doing. You look at the games, we went to Tennessee and competed extremely hard, had a great chance. Heck, I think we scored how many points against A&M? How many points against Texas? It's like we just couldn't find a way to win the games. But, there's a lot of positives in there. I'm going to try to look at the positives. I could have a stack of negatives, but that's not going to do any good. The positives are that the players kept together. They did a good job academically. They got to finish it now with these finals coming up. And they have some bright futures ahead of them.